Yo, it's Mo Saleem here from tripleyourt.com, and in today's video I'm going to give you 5 simple steps you can use to quickly increase your testosterone levels so that you can burn more fat, build more muscle, and become the man you can be. Alright, so step number 1 is simply to get lean. See, the problem with body fat is that it produces an enzyme called aromatase, which converts testosterone into the female sex hormone estrogen. So the more body fat that you're carrying around your waist, the more testosterone is being converted into estrogen. In other words, all that extra body fat you're carrying around is literally making you more feminine. So yeah, step number 1 is to get in the range of 10 to 15% body fat. And how do you do that? Well, the golden rule of fat loss is simply to consume fewer calories than your body burns in any given day. There are a lot of formulas out there that you can use to calculate how many calories you should eat to burn fat, and at the end of the day, all of them are simply just approximations, alright? So to get started, I recommend you multiply your current body weight by 10 to 12, alright? That would result in how many calories you need to eat to burn fat. So if you currently weigh 220 pounds, you multiply it by 10, that's 2200 calories. Then you start at 2200 calories and then track your progress over time and adjust according to how fast you see results. At the end of the day, all of these formulas are just approximations, so the most important step is to get started by tracking your calories and tracking your progress according to how much weight you lose each and every week. So yeah, priority number 1 is to get in the range of 12 to 15 or even 10 to 15% body fat. Alright, so step number 2 to quickly increase your testosterone levels is to optimize your levels of vitamin D and magnesium. Multiple studies have found that men who are deficient in vitamin D and magnesium have significantly lower testosterone levels compared to men who are getting adequate amounts of it through their diet and lifestyle. So your skin synthesizes vitamin D upon exposure to the sun, but if you just don't spend that much time outdoors, I'd recommend you supplement with a dose of 2 to 5,000 IU of vitamin D daily, and that will help elevate your vitamin D levels very fast and help bring your testosterone levels up closer to where they should be as well, given that you are deficient in it. And according to recent estimates, about 74% of the US population is deficient in vitamin D. In fact, vitamin D deficiencies are the most common vitamin deficiency in Western developed countries. And as it turns out, magnesium is actually the second most common deficiency in Western developed countries. And again, you can opt for magnesium-rich foods like spinach, pumpkin seeds, and my personal favorite, which is dark chocolate. But if you're not eating those foods, then you could opt for a magnesium supplement as well. So yeah, optimizing your levels of vitamin D and magnesium will elevate your testosterone levels to the extent that you are currently deficient in them. And according to the research, vitamin D and magnesium are the 2 most common deficiencies that people have living in Western developed countries. So if this is not something that you've given conscious thought to, then supplementation can be a very simple method to elevate your levels of these and bring your testosterone levels up closer to where they should be. Alright, so step number 3 to quickly increase your testosterone levels is to watch out for plastics. Plastics contain a bunch of chemicals that mess with our testosterone. So the first of these chemicals is a chemical called BPA, and this is added to the plastic production process to make plastics more durable, but multiple studies have found that exposure to BPA significantly reduces men's testosterone levels and causes sexual dysfunction as well. And the second chemical that's added to plastics is phthalates, and these are added to plastics to make them more flexible, but studies show that they have a strong estrogenic influence on the male body and can cause sexual dysfunction as well. So yeah, plastics are something that you definitely have to watch out for. So the 3 tips I can give you to watch out for plastics is to replace plastic utensils with stainless steel alternatives like plastic forks, plastic spoons, plastic knives. Replace those with steel. Replace drinking out of a plastic water bottle with stainless steel or glass alternative. And finally, store your foods in eco-friendly alternatives to Tupperware, alright? Tupperware, when you put hot food inside it, the plastic releases a lot of chemicals that can seep into the food as well. And if you're microwaving your food, make sure that you don't have any plastic on it or anything like that, because that can seep into the food as well. Alright, and step number 4 to quickly increase your testosterone levels is to lift heavy weights. Now, you already know that testosterone is the primary hormonal driver of muscle growth. But a study out of Spain found that men who lifted weights 3 times per week for 1 month had 37% higher testosterone levels at the end of that 1 month. In other words, after just 12 workouts, their baseline testosterone levels elevated by 37%. That's a pretty big increase. And another thing with lifting weights that a lot of men don't consider is that it increases your metabolic rate. So the heavier weight you lift, the stronger you'll get, the more muscle you'll have on your body, and the more muscle you have on your body, the more calories your body burns at rest. So recall that step number 1 was to get lean, and the best way to get lean is not doing drudging and long steady state cardio on the treadmill, alright? That's the worst way to get lean. The best way to get lean is simply to lift weights, get strong, build muscle, and then the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns at rest. The more calories your body burns at rest, the more food you can eat without putting on fat, alright? So it's the best of both worlds. You gain muscle and you lose more fat. And as far as my training recommendations would go, I'd say that stick with the 6 fundamental exercises, which are the bench press, squat, deadlift, barbell row, overhead press, and pull-ups, alright? All of my workouts are focused around these 6 exercises and getting stronger on them in the medium rep range. And if you don't have a gym membership, at the very least, you should be doing pull-ups, body weight squats, and push-ups at home. Work your way up to the point where you can do about 10 to 15 pull-ups, about 50 push-ups, and about 60-70 body weight squats. And after that point, you've developed a foundational level of strength, after which you can go get a gym membership and build on that strength even more. Alright, and the 5th and final tip to quickly increase your testosterone levels is to make sleep a priority. We live in a culture of hustle and grind that considers sleep more a luxury than a priority. But the truth of the matter is that you can't function at the peak of your potential if your sleep is not on point. And the truth is that if you do everything else right but fail to get enough high quality sleep every single night, your testosterone results will be severely limited. How come? Well, it's because the majority of your body's testosterone is secreted during the deep hours of sleep, and a lack of sleep significantly inhibits its production. So yeah, sleep is very important, and I'm going to give you 3 tips that will allow you to fall asleep faster and deeper every single night. So my first tip is simply to soak some early morning sun between the hours of 6:30 and 8:30. If you do this, your body will align its circadian rhythm and actually get tired by the time bedtime rolls around. Alright, and my second tip to fall asleep faster and deeper is to have a caffeine curfew. So caffeine actually has a half-life of 6 to 8 hours. So what this means is that if you have 200 milligrams of caffeine at say 12 p.m., then 6 to 8 hours later, there is still 100 milligrams of caffeine in your system. 6 hours after that, there is still 50 milligrams of caffeine in your system, alright? So ideally set a time past which you will not drink any coffee and not have any caffeine. This will allow your body to naturally prepare for sleep when bedtime rolls around. And my third and final tip, and this is probably the most important, is to have a curfew for when you stop staring at your screen, alright, your smartphone. Don't stare at it before you sleep, because the smartphone emits a blue light which messes with your body's natural preparation for sleep, and more precisely, your body releases melatonin as it's preparing for sleep, but blue light actually reduces the production of melatonin. So yeah, just simply avoid screens like 2 hours before bed, and you'll notice that you'll fall asleep so much quicker. So there you have it, 5 simple ways that you can quickly increase your body's natural testosterone production. And as you can see, these aren't any quick tips or quick hacks or anything like that. They're simple lifestyle changes that anyone can implement, and not only will they increase your testosterone levels, but they will also allow you to live a more healthier, happier, and more fulfilled life. I hope that this video provided you with the value that you were looking for. This has been Mo Saleem from tripleyourt.com, and I'll see you soon.